I tried keto, I tried paleo, I tried intermittent fasting, and they all worked until they didn't. One day, it was like my body just flipped a switch and said, sorry, that trick doesn't work anymore. And then, of course, I can hear Brenda be like, well, Suzy, obviously you're just not disciplined anymore. You're cheating, right? Yeah, thanks, Brenda. That's what most of us hear when our old diets stop working. But here's the truth. It's not that you're broken. It's not that you're lazy. It's not even that you're doing it wrong. It's that your body has changed. And if you don't change with it, you'll stay stuck. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Doozy Talks with Suzy, where we keep it real about fitness, nutrition, mindset, and living in sync with your body and your purpose. If you've ever felt like dieting in your 30s is a completely different game than dieting in your 20s, hit that subscribe button because you're in the right place. Here's the thing. In my 20s, I could cut a few calories, hit the gym, and boom, weight came off. But in my 30s, I cut carbs, I cut calories, I tried every diet trend, and nothing seems to budge. And I know I'm not alone. Maybe you've tried keto, paleo, intermittent fasting, or just old-fashioned calorie counting. Maybe they worked at first, but now it feels like your body is fighting back. Real talk. Here are some scenarios I hear all the time. In your 20s, you could have pizza on Friday night and wake up fine. In your 30s, one slice and suddenly you're 3 pounds heavier by Saturday morning. You try intermittent fasting, and instead of burning fat, you're hungry, anxious, and can't sleep at night. Or you cut calories, but your energy tank's so low you can't even make it through the workday. That's when the frustration sets in. You start thinking, is it me? Am I not trying hard enough? Am I just destined to be stuck with this weight forever? And then you hear Brenda again. Oh, you probably just need to eat less and do more cardio. Oh, Brenda, if only it were that simple. Drop an emoji in the comments, like one of those frustrated ones, if you've been through this. When the diet that once worked suddenly stops working. I know I'm not the only one here with that problem. Let's talk about the science. So first, we deal with muscle loss. And muscle loss means slower metabolism. So let's go into metabolism. After 30, your body naturally starts losing muscle. And muscle isn't just for looks. It's your calorie burning engine. Muscle burns energy even when you're sitting still. So if you lose muscle, your metabolism slows down, which means the same diet you used to use in your 20s suddenly doesn't create the same calorie deficit anymore. And here's the kicker. Muscle loss doesn't just slow fat burn, it changes how every single diet works. Let me explain. We've got stress and cortisol, right? In your 30s, most of us are juggling more careers, relationships, kids, bills, the never-ending to-do list. That chronic stress keeps your cortisol levels high. Cortisol tells your body, hold on to fat, especially around the belly. And it also ramps up your cravings for sugar and carbs. So you're not only fighting biology, you're fighting willpower fatigue. And so yes, I'm not saying, but I am saying, stress is literally going to make you a little more fat. And the scary part, stress can undo all the hard work you're putting in at the gym. So we're going to keep working on figuring all of this out. Next, we've got genetics. When I looked into my own DNA, I found out my body actually builds muscle slower than average. And I burn fat slower as well. That's why HIIT workouts and extreme restriction wrecked me. I wasn't built for it. And here's the point. If a diet didn't work for you, it doesn't mean you failed. It might mean the diet wasn't matched to your biology in the first place. And go ahead, tell me in the comments. If this sounds like something you've been dealing with and you're told you're just not trying hard enough, when really your body is just responding differently, drop a confused emoji in the comments. Because believe me, I've been there. Then we also have gut health and intolerances. This is one you never hear people talk about. And I don't know why, because it's so huge when you're in your 30s. It's a little bit there in the 20s, but it really starts to hit as you hit your 30s. And it's not talked about enough. Your gut health. In your 20s, you might have gotten away with pizza, beans, bread, dairy, but by your 30s, those foods can trigger inflammation and bloating. And inflammation looks and feels like fat gain, even though it's just water retention. So when you eat food your body can't process well and suddenly the scale jumps, or your rings don't fit on your finger correctly, or your stomach starts feeling heavy, that's showing your body just can't handle it. And maybe you should just stop eating those foods and see if that scale drops in few numbers overnight. If it does, it might just be a food intolerance. So here's what frustrates me. The fitness industry tells us that if a diet stops working, you failed. You must be cheating. You're lazy or you're lying. But no one tells you that your hormones, your stress load, your gut health, and your muscle mass have shifted since your 20s. No one tells you your DNA literally affects how you respond to carbs, fat, and fasting. They just look at you like, oh, I don't know what's wrong. And they put it all back on you. To an extent, if you're actually not following what the diet is supposed to be, that's going to be a little bit your fault. But also, at the same time, if it's not working for you, then that means your body's probably not designed for that specific diet. If you're following all the rules and it's just not working, then that's your body telling you something, and it's not your fault. And I can say that because that's my life. I spent years thinking I just wasn't disciplined enough, when really my biology was running a totally different program than what I was giving it. The shift is perspective. Realizing that this isn't a me problem was the first step to the real change that I started finding. So, if diets stop working in your 30s, what does work? 1. Build some muscle. Swap the endless cardio for strength training. Muscle is metabolism, not running on the treadmill every day. Then manage the stress. Walk, sleep, morning sunlight, these lower cortisol and improve recovery. Eat for tolerance. Fuel your body with foods it digests well, instead of following those one-size-fits-all diet plans. I'm telling you, I've watched so many people, I've read so many books about diet and health and nutrition, and I've done the training programs, all these things on nutrition. And what I've learned is I just have to figure out what my body's telling me, not just go off of what everybody else says would be ideal for them. Because they don't know what's best for my body. Only I know what's best for my body. And you are the one that is you know what's best for your body. You're the expert of yourself. So find what works well for you. And support your biology. People, we ignore the supplements. Our food is not as nutrient dense as it was 100 years ago, 200 years ago, and just the time keeps going back in time. All right? So we need the nutrients. Supplements for your DNA, like the methylated B vitamins, magnesium, creatine, not just random pills. Again, if you do a DNA test, you can see what pills your body actually needs. So if you've noticed your 20 strategies didn't work anymore as you got into your 30s, drop a strong emoji in the comments so I know I'm not alone. And understand, you're not broken. You're not lazy. You're not weak. Your body has just changed. And the sooner you stop punishing it and start working with it, the sooner you'll actually see the progress again. It's not about chasing keto or fasting or whatever's trending on TikTok. It's about syncing your nutrition, exercise, and lifestyle with your real biology. So that's why diets stop working in your 30s. And that's what you can do about it. If this hit home, smash that like button, subscribe for more, and share this with a friend who's stuck in that cycle. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.